Hi everyone, it's Eleanor. I am back for a quick tour of the field station on a gorgeous Saturday morning, made even more gorgeous by all of the blooming redbuds. They are so beautiful right now. I'm out in Upper Woodcock Field, and if I scan slowly, I hope you'll be able to see maybe they are just everywhere. The fields are just on fire with blooming redbuds. They're so beautiful. So I wanted to come out this morning and just tell you some of the reasons that I love this plant so much. First, of course, it's just so gorgeous. This color, nothing else like it. Beautiful fuchsia, magenta. It kind of depends on how far along it is in blooming. It's just beautiful, and the whole field station is just alive with it right now. I hope you'll be able to find some if you come here on our open access day. Maybe you'll be able to find one in your backyard or on a walk around the neighborhood. They are just everywhere, and they're just so beautiful. The second reason I love them is that they're really a valuable resource for a lot of different insects. You might be able to hear, I hear them here in person, there are lots of bees buzzing around this tree behind me right now. There aren't that many flowers flowering at this time of year, so it's a really valuable nectar resource for the bees that have just come out. They need food, and this is one of the places that they can get it right now. And it's also a host plant for a few different caterpillars. One of the coolest is the Io moth, which is one of our biggest moths here in Virginia. And their caterpillars, they can eat a few different plants. They're not as picky as some caterpillars, but they can't eat just any old plant, and this is one of the plants whose leaves those caterpillars can survive on, so that they can grow and become a big, beautiful Io moth. So it's a really valuable native plant here in Virginia. The third reason I like it so much is that it's actually a member of the pea or the bean family, Fabaceae. And I don't think I'm going to try to get a close-up, it's just going to be too hard to see, but you should Google it and you can actually tell from the flowers that they're a member of the pea family. They have a really kind of unique structure with a big, what's called the banner or the standard petal, and two wing petals, and this kind of like boat canoe-like structure out front. So they have really unique structured flowers. And I also just like thinking, you know, I'm very familiar with the peas and the beans in my garden, but I just like thinking that there are these big pea trees out here. It's not something you usually think about with peas. And actually the honey locust tree that I talked about a few days ago is also a member of the same family. So I just think it's kind of fun to think that the categories that we're quite familiar with, you know, trees, shrubs, bushes, maybe wildflowers, they are not so rigid as you might expect. You can have big pea trees, you can have little shrubby oaks. So botany, plants, biology, they always have a way of kind of throwing us for a loop, keeping us on our feet, which I like very much. And that brings me to the fourth reason that I like redbuds so much, is because it lets me use one of my favorite words, which is cauliflorous, which means that the flowers come right out of the stem, or out of the stem or the trunk. You can see here maybe they're coming out all over the place. They don't have to wait for new growth at the end of a branch. They'll just grow out of the branch itself. And that's a pretty unique trait among plants. Not many species have that property. And I don't think people really understand why some plants are that way and some plants aren't. But I just love the way it looks. That's why they look so full of flowers, because they're not just at the ends of the twigs, they're just exploding from all over the plant. And it just looks like this plant was so excited for spring, it couldn't wait for spring to be here. It just had to celebrate by putting flowers out every which way. It's just so beautiful and unique. And again, a way that plants have of kind of upending our expectations of them. There's always something new to be learning about plants when you look a little closer. So I hope you'll find some redbuds to look at, maybe draw, maybe read about somewhere around you, and I hope we'll see you out here at a distance sometime soon. Bye!